The first gunshot ripped through the cold Montana morning like a lightning strike, echoing across the silent stretch of pine grove forest. 6-year-old Lily Caldwell stopped in her tracks. Her small frame, bundled in a puffy red jacket, stood frozen as a second shot rang out, sending a flock of startled birds screeching into the gray sky. Beyond a row of pines, 3 men in camouflage trudged through the snow, rifles raised, eyes locked on the steel enclosure just beyond the ridge. "Kid, back away," one of them barked, panic in his voice. "That thing's not safe." But Lily didn't move. Instead, she did something no one expected. She ran toward the enclosure, toward the black mass pacing behind the chain-link fence, toward the creature 4 times her size with amber eyes that gleamed like molten gold, toward Shadow, her mother, Dr. Natalie Caldwell, watched in horror from the trail below. Lily no. But Lily was already there, standing between the men and the massive beast behind the fence. She raised a single hand, not with fear, but with certainty. Shadow stopped pacing. His ears twitched. Then he Saturday. "You can't hurt him," Lily said, her voice stronger than her size would suggest. "He's mine." The men stared, dumbfounded. Girl and Wolfdog locked eyes. The air stilled, time holding its breath. That moment, the split second where child and creature understood each other without a word, would later be described in courtrooms, talk shows, and scientific journals. But back then, it was just a scared mother, a stunned group of hunters, and a girl with a secret and a mark. They said Lily was never like other kids. From the moment she was born, Natalie knew something was different. She didn't cry much, didn't babble, didn't respond to smiles or lullabies. At first, Natalie blamed herself. She was a single mom. Her husband, Marcus, had died in a logging accident before Lily turned 2. Raising a child alone while running a small-town veterinary clinic was hard enough. Raising one diagnosed with severe autism spectrum disorder was something else entirely. Lily rarely spoke. She avoided touch. But the strangest thing of all was the birthmark, a faint but unmistakable outline of a wolf paw on her left wrist. Doctors called it a congenital nevus. Natalie called it a mystery. Desperate to help her daughter connect with the world, Natalie tried everything. Therapy dogs, playgroups, even music therapy. Nothing worked. Until she met Frank Weston. His husky sanctuary sat on the edge of nowhere, hidden by trees and time. The man himself was wiry, weathered, with ice-blue eyes that seemed to see through people. "I've got one left," he said, walking them past a dozen enclosures. "He's different." He led them to a pen where a black pup sat quietly, watching. Not barking, not pacing, just watching. The moment Lily saw him, something changed. She walked forward, unprompted, and placed her tiny hand against the wire. The pup stood and patted over, pressing his nose to the spot where her palm met the fence. Natalie gasped. It was the first time Lily had initiated contact with anyone, human or animal. Frank's eyes dropped to Lily's wrist. When he saw the mark, his expression shifted. "Well," he said softly, "the wolf has found her." Shadow came home that afternoon. Natalie had doubts. His price was strangely low, his paperwork vague. But something in Lily's eyes told her it was the right move. And it was. Within days, Lily began whispering to him. By the end of the first week, she was speaking in full sentences, but only to Shadow. She laughed. She played. She drew pictures, always of a black wolf and a little girl with stars above their heads. But the pup grew. Fast. At 4 months, Shadow weighed 60 pounds. By 6 months, he was taller than Lily. His eyes glinted with unsettling intelligence. His reactions were too fast, his behavior too measured. Not a husky. Not entirely. Still, he was gentle. Always with Lily. Protective, even. One night, a neighbor's dog wandered too close. Shadow didn't bark. He stood still, eyes tracking the intruder. Only when Lily touched his flank did he relax. "You ever seen a dog like that?" Natalie asked her friend and fellow vet, Dr. Aaron Mason. "No," he said. "I don't think that's a dog at all." Then came the whispers. "Did you hear about Natalie Caldwell's wolf? They let that thing sleep next to a kid." The hunters from that morning weren't poachers. They were scared neighbors. And now they were staring down a child with fire in her eyes and a creature that refused to flinch. Point one lowered his gun. She's got it under control. The other stepped back. Natalie reached Lily seconds later, dropping to her knees. What were you thinking? Lily leaned into her mother's arms. He was scared, she whispered. I had to help. Natalie looked past her daughter to the black creature. Shadow's amber eyes met hers. He wasn't just a therapy animal, or even a pet. He was something else entirely. And this was only the beginning. Shadow's growth was extraordinary. His behavior became more profound, more deliberate. Meanwhile, Lily flourished. Her previously limited communication blossomed, but only with Shadow. Their bond was undeniable. Concerned, Natalie sought answers. She contacted Dr. Elena Vasquez, a renowned wildlife geneticist. Tests confirmed it. Shadow was approximately 87% Northwestern Wolf, 9% Siberian Husky, and 4% undetermined hybrid. In Montana, that qualified him as a high-content Wolfdog. Regulations were strict. Reluctantly, Natalie arranged to have Shadow relocated to Wild Haven Reserve, a sanctuary for wolf hybrids. The day of the separation, Lily clung to Shadow. You promised we'd never be apart, she sobbed. Shadow nuzzled her. His amber eyes reflected a sorrow words couldn't capture. Wild Haven founder Margaret Ellis assured, we'll take good care of him. But Lily withdrew. Her laughter silenced. Her sketches faded. And at Wild Haven, Shadow did the same. He refused food. Pined. Margaret and her team tried everything. Then Frank Weston reappeared at Natalie's clinic. I should have told you, he said. Shadow's part of Project Bridge Wolf. He's one of a kind. And so is your daughter. Natalie was stunned. We protected their bloodlines. Children born with the mark. Bonded pairs. You saw what they are together. That's not chance. That's destiny. Desperate, Natalie sought counsel from Joseph Greyfeather, a respected elder. He examined Lily's mark. It's the wolf's embrace, he said. A bond beyond our world. You must trust it. Natalie drove Lily to Wild Haven. Margaret, though hesitant, allowed a visit. The moment Lily whispered, Shadow, he stirred. Stood. Walked to the fence. Pressed his forehead to hers through the wire. They remembered. Margaret allowed Lily to become a supervised junior volunteer. She visited daily. Created her own hand signals. Shadow obeyed each one. Scientists called it attunement. Stanford researchers were baffled. Town gossip returned. Some feared it. Others praised it. Sheriff David Monroe defended them. That animal becomes a lamb in her presence. Then came the sickness. Shadow was diagnosed with hemangiosarcoma. Cancer. Aggressive. The same week, Lily was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. The parallel was chilling. Logan Pierce, Wild Haven's biologist, found a mirrored genetic mutation in both their blood, a bridge gene. Something unique. We have one shot, he said. Cross-species stem cell transplant. Radical, but maybe possible. Joseph added, there must be ceremony. The spirits must be acknowledged. That night, they gathered by fire. Smoke, silence, and an old rite. Joseph touched Lily's wrist and Shadow's chest. Two spirits. One thread. The surgeries were performed side by side. If it failed, both could die. But they didn't. Lily's white blood cell count stabilized. Shadow stirred. On the second day, Lily whispered, he's awake. And he was. Their recovery was long. But by spring, Lily was running again. Shadow, graying but strong, walked beside her. Wild Haven created a new program in her name, the Bridge Initiative. Therapy for children with autism, PTSD, and trauma. Lily, age 7, became its youngest ambassador. Frank Weston archived bloodlines. Joseph taught Lily the legends. And from Shadow came a pup, Ember. Smaller, quieter, but unmistakably drawn to Lily. One summer evening, Lily stood at the edge of the forest. Sometimes, she told a group of visiting children, we're born different. Not broken, just meant for something else. Shadow sat beside her. Ember curled at her feet. Her wrist, bare, still bore the mark. Together, The marked ones watch the sun disappear behind the pines. Point two lives. One bond. Forever.